Okay, let's take a look at this word problem. In a science experiment, a toy car travels down a slope at a speed of 12 centimeters per second. At this speed, how far distance does the toy car travel in 4 seconds? Okay, so let's take a look. What we're trying to determine is distance. One second. Sorry about that. We're trying to determine distance. So when we are trying to determine distance, if we are given the speed and the time, we can figure out the distance. So let's take a look at the first method that we could solve this problem. This is called, a Singapore math calls it the arrow diagram. So they tell us in the word problem that this toy car travels 12 centimeters per second. So here on the left side I put my seconds, and on the right side I put the speed, or the speed of it, which is centimeters. So they told us that for 1 second it goes 12 centimeters. So let's take a look at 2 seconds. So 1 to 2 seconds, we're just doubling it. We just times that by 2. 1 times 2 is 2. 2 seconds will travel. And all we're going to do is we're going to double our 12 centimeters by 2. And 12 times 2 is, go ahead and figure that out, mental math. 12 times 2, or 2 times 12. That's right. It's 24 centimeters. And then we can keep going. So we are going to add another second, 3 seconds. How far are we going to go? Well, how would we figure that out in 3 seconds? Well, we're just going to add another 12 centimeters to our 24 centimeters. So 12 plus 24. And go ahead and do mental math for that. 12 plus 24, you got it. It is 36 centimeters. So we're just going to keep going until we get to our 4 seconds, just kind of working our way to 4 seconds. And so we're going to, since we added 1 more second, we're going to add another 12 centimeters. So we're going to add 36 plus another 12 centimeters. And 36 plus 12, go ahead and do your mental math. 2 plus 6 is 8. And 3 tenths and 1 tenth is, that's right, 48 centimeters. And so it's 48 centimeters in 4 seconds. Good job. Okay, let's go to the next part, B. Okay. So in this one, it says, in this science experiment, a toy car travels down a slope at the speed of 12 centimeters a second. At this speed, how long time does the toy car take to travel down a slope 60 centimeters long? Okay, so we're trying to figure out, very important, we need to figure out what they're asking us to do, and they're trying to have us figure out the time. Well, we can figure out time if given the distance and the speed. So again, we can use the arrow diagram to organize our information. And we have our centimeters and our time or seconds on the other side. So centimeters on this side and seconds on that side. So it tells us in the word problem that it goes 12 centimeters per second. So 12 centimeters per 1 second. So then we're trying to figure out how long it takes for the toy car to travel 60 centimeters long. Well, since we know that 12 is a multiple of 60, I can think to myself, okay, 12 times what will give me 60? If you need to pause the video right now to figure out what 12 times what will give me 60, go ahead and pause right now. And then come back when you figure that out. Okay, well, hopefully you came up with 12 times 5, and that will give you 60. Well, again, what you do to one side, you must do to the other side. So we're going to times 1 second by 5, and 1 times 5 is 5 seconds. So it takes 5 seconds to travel down a slope 60 centimeters long. Okay, well, there's actually another way that we can, we'll just put 5 there now. This is one method that you could have figured this problem out. Let's take a look at another method. You could have actually tried to figure out, if you didn't know that 12 was a multiple of 60, you could have certainly figured out what 1 centimeter was. So here's another way. So again, from the word problem, we know that 12 centimeters, 1 second. Okay, so now we're going to try to figure out what 1 centimeter is. Okay, and to get from 12 to 1, we actually need to divide by 12. Okay, and then 12 divided by 12 we know is 1. So we're going to, again, what we do to one side, we must do to the other side. So we're going to take 1, and we are going to divide it by 12. Go ahead and pause the video at this point if you need to, so you can think what 1 divided by 12 is. You can go ahead and do that, and then come back. Okay, well, welcome back. Hopefully you figured out that it was 1/12 of a second. So now we're still trying to figure out that 60 centimeters. That's still our goal, is to figure out how long it's going to take to travel 60 centimeters. So now that we figured out 1 centimeter, well, that's going to be pretty easy to figure out what 60 is then. And to do that, we ask ourselves, okay, 1 times what will give us 60? 1 times what will give us 60? Well, let's think about that. I know that if I said 1 times 60, well, 1 times 60 will definitely give me 60. And again, what I do to one side, I must do to the other side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say 1/12 times my 60. And it would look like this, 1/12 times 60. 1/12 times 60, again, is, you can go ahead and pause the video if you need to, and then come back. Well, welcome back. 1/12 times 60. Okay, well, let's figure it out. Well, we know that 60 is 60 over 1. We can actually cross simplify. Okay, well, 1 goes in 5 times. 1 times 5 is 5. 1 times 1 is 1, which gives us, again, 5 seconds is our final answer. It takes 5 seconds to travel down a slope 60 centimeters long.